Hey guys, Montana here, the original demo disc player. I hope everyone's doing alright. We thought we'd go over the import-export for the career progress. Now, you don't really want to care about tiers 1 and 2 because you'll get those ticked off going for tiers 3 and 4. Now, tier 4 is the main one you want to be looking at here. Now, the first part of tier 4, you need to source all vehicles for the collectors, and there's 10 different collections that you need to get for the collectors. Now, the second one, you have to complete all of the special vehicle work contact missions, basically, on hard difficulty, and you can access these from your CEO office computer. The next thing you have to do is sell 50 vehicles in perfect condition and earn 25 mil selling vehicle cargo. Now for tier 3, don't really need to look at it because you'll get 2 of those ticked off going for tiers 4, but for tier 3, the one you want to look at is the 40 stolen vehicles, okay? Fill a vehicle warehouse with 40 stolen vehicles. And as you see, mine says 32. And we're going to be leaving it at 32 for a while, okay? We don't really care about the 40 vehicles just yet until we tick off the 10 collectors, okay? Now, the reason you want to leave it at 32 cars in your warehouse and not go up to 40 just yet is because there is a total of 32 completely different vehicles that you can have in your vehicle warehouse, and 10 of them are standard range, the other 10 are mid-range, and then the last 12 are top range. So let's just say that your warehouse was completely empty, okay? The first car that you steal, let's just say it's an Infernos. The second car that you steal, it's a Cheetah. The third car that you steal is a Mamba, and the fourth car that you steal is a Banshee, okay? There's no way you can get a duplicate of the same car until you hit 32 cars, okay? It's impossible. Okay, but once you steal your 33rd car, once you've got 32 cars and you steal a 33rd car, then it's going to be a duplicate of what you've already got, okay? And why this is important for the collections is because if you sell one of the 32 cars, so you now have 31 cars, then the next car that you source is going to guaranteed be that car that you just sold, okay? So you go and source another vehicle until you see the license plate, what you're looking for, that tells you it's a part of a collection, because a collection is a bunch of cars, whether it be 4, 2 or 3 cars with certain license plates that the buyer wants. So what we do is we go on the computer once we've got 32 cars in our vehicle warehouse, we look at our collections, we go down to the bottom here, we see we need a Roosevelt Valor with the old timer license plate. We go to our 32 cars, we look at our Roosevelt Valor. Obviously it's not the license plate that we need, the old timer one, because it was shaded out in the collection. So we go ahead and sell this now in a public session is what I recommend you do with Ghost Organization. So that way we're getting rid of the vehicle to then source it again and get the one with the old timer license plate, but we're also going for the 50 deliveries without any damage, okay, with perfect condition, okay. I've actually crashed it and actually got still the perfect condition, so I don't actually understand that. And also, if you still need a 25 million, you're getting that towards the 25 million, whatever you sell the vehicle for, you're getting the 25 million. Make sure you sell to the specialist buyer though, guys. The other 2 are absolutely worthless. I actually tried out the other 2 because I've never actually used them before. I always went with a specialist anyway, because I've always known since 2016 when the business was added into the game that that was the best one to sell to get money wise. But the other buyers actually gave me worse locations. One of them told me to go and grab a pink slip and then go and deliver the vehicle to Sandy Shores. The specialist buyer never sends you to Sandy Shores. The private buyer even sent me to Sandy Shores. So guys, I don't know how to understand it. The specialist buyer gives you more money and quicker locations. So once we deliver the car in the public session, because we're going to get the high demand bonus, we're going to be off the radar the entire time. It's going to be either free if you're GTA Plus, or it's going to be $12,000 if you're not GTA Plus, which is nothing because you're going to get that back from the high demand bonus and profit as well on top of that. And also guys, once we've done that, we're going to go back into an invite only session and source the vehicle, okay? Source a vehicle and do this from your arcade supercomputer. The reason why, because you get kicked straight out onto the road the second you start it from the computer, rather than the CEO office where you don't have to walk out of the office, which is going to be wasting time, or even a terabyte, because you have to spawn the terabyte in and then go into the terabyte and then leave the terabyte to find out what it is. This, you're just going to spawn in the arcade and then it's going to kick you straight outside. Now, if it's not the license plate that you're looking for, which fortunately for us, it actually was the license plate that we're looking for. And a lot of the times when we source a vehicle just after we've sold it, it gives us the license plate that we're looking for, but it doesn't every time. And it was actually one time, it didn't for a few times, but it's fine because the 3-minute cooldown that you get for the sourcing missions is time that you could just go and check to see if you can get a celebrity for your nightclub, or go and check your auto shop to see if the client vehicles have arrived. So you can then go and sell those towards the career progress. Likewise with the MC Clubhouse bike, you have to sell a bunch of those bikes to get up to 2.5 mil, which they don't spawn often, guys. I think there might be a 48-minute cooldown. I'm not actually sure the cooldown on those goddamn bikes and client vehicles, but they do not spawn in quickly enough, if you ask me, now that I realise I have to make 7.5 mil on the 2 cars and the 1 bike all together. And yeah, this barely touching the first mil, guys. It's really frustrating with those. But once the 3-minute cooldown is gone, or you've done 1 mission towards the career progress in free mode, like a diamond casino prep mission, which is in your arcade anyway, where you're going to end up back at your arcade once you finish the prep mission, go ahead and check the computer and say, excuse me, supercomputer, do you have the license plate I'm looking for? And then if it does, go and grab the vehicle and bring it back to the warehouse, and that is one of the collector vehicles ticked off. And then you just repeat the process, guys. There's a 20-minute cooldown on being able to sell another vehicle, okay? So once the 20-minute cooldown is cooled down, and if you've got the time, then find a public session and check your collection, see which vehicles that you need, and then go ahead and sell one of the vehicles that you need a certain license plate of, and then again try and source until you get that license plate, and then bring that back to your vehicle warehouse. By the way, shout out to Ricky Rax for helping me with this footage that you see right here. Now, I am aware that there is a method out there. If you are in a session with another player and start the sell mission to the private buyer, so that way you don't change the license plate or anything, you can give that vehicle to them and they can go and complete their collection because you gave them that vehicle. They basically stole it off you. That method, I don't see the point in that method when you could be doing the sell missions and combining it with the collector, because you still have to sell 50 vehicles with 20-minute cooldowns, okay? Rather than asking somebody, can you give me a vehicle every 20 minutes when you're not selling the vehicle? Okay, so you can do that, get the collector out of the way, and you still have got to sell 50 vehicles. You might as well just do both. It takes a few seconds to check to see if the license plate's there. And you can actually close the app, guys, to skip the cooldown or go into single player and then go back into a invite only session to completely skip the cooldown and just keep checking the computer until you get the license plate that you want. And that way you're ticking off the 50 vehicles. And then, guys, once you have got all of the collectors out the way, what you want to do then is get the other 8 vehicles to get to 40, and then whichever vehicles you need now for the 50 deliveries, just sell them. Okay, you don't have to source anymore, just sell them, and just make sure you do not drop below 20 vehicles in your vehicle warehouse. And the 20 vehicles that you do not sell are the 10 standard range and the 10 mid-range vehicles. Another thing to note, on the tier 4, when you press square on the PlayStation, or I believe it will be X on the Xbox, you will see a bunch of vehicles names to tick off what collectors you've done. Those vehicles do not correspond with the vehicles in the collection. It's complete wrong information. Don't worry about that. Just get the collections filled and you will tick them off every time you complete a collection, whilst you're sourcing and selling and going for the 50. And guys, I'll link down in the description and in the pinned comment the guide that I made a couple of months ago on the vehicle warehouse when they buffed the business by adding the high demand bonus. And it's actually the easiest business to sell in the public lobbies because you're basically off the radar the entire time. We made a very in-depth guide on this business, okay, and beginner friendly as well. So guys, if you found this guide helpful, drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more GTA videos just like this one. Have a lovely day, Godspeed, we'll see you in the next one, and peace out.